Larsson flipped blue already last week for Bitcoin. It always seems late, right? Then this happens. 103,744, and it doesn't feel so late anymore. In many cases, even if we take a quality project from a fundamental perspective, like Zeus for example, after the blue flip, often this happens. From the top, this one is down 95%. In retrospect, it always looks easy, right? This was the last cycle in Bitcoin. Larsson flipped blue here at 49,000 and then boom, it fell to a low of 15,460. I'm not saying that I think that will happen to Bitcoin now. I don't. But when we have so many negative signals, I'm simply more defensive. I have much less crypto exposure now than a few weeks ago as a result. That way, I should be able to make good returns in the end, irrespective of which scenario plays out from here. But it takes two things: patience and sticking to the plan. This time, the blue flip was really a reconfirmation for me. Because as you recall, I was one of the few people when we were here still over 120,000 after this fake out to sit with a bear cap out. 2 days before the biggest wipeout in crypto history in great many of the altcoins. Downtrends. Remember the last cycle in Solana, where people HODLed Solana down minus 97%, even though I sat here on YouTube and showed Larsson blue every single week. HODL sucks, guys, for coins, for tech stocks, for global technology in general. What if there were some way to remember that? To our members over the years, I've sent out $200,000 worth of HODL sucks socks. That's a lot of warm feet and cool minds. I've had thousands of people write back and say two things. It's the most profitable socks they've ever had. Because, you know, it saved them from this and this. And number two, that it's also the highest quality socks they've ever had. These are not made by some low-cost manufacturer. They're made by Freaker USA. And they're knitted, not printed. And Zach, that many of you have gotten emails from, who you probably thought were some random support dude in India, when you wrote like, "Where is my tracking number?" Zach is in fact the legendary founder and CEO of Freaker, who made one of the craziest pitches ever on Shark Tank in 2012. I'll link it below.
All right, and the Freaker will fit every water bottle in the world. That is pretty crazy. Every water bottle. For my last trick, I'm gonna put this little tiny Freaker.
Kevin O'Leary was ready to buy, but he wanted a bigger share. Big mistake, Kevin. You could have gotten in on some of these. I always said, may these socks keep your feet warm and your head cool. We nailed the feet part, but the cool head? It's kind of warm here, guys. So today, drum roll, we're also launching, in cooperation with Zach and Freaker USA, City of Larsson's Larsson caps. And if you are blue, yellow, colorblind, which I don't think is possible, we do have the text. Right now, it's blue. Now let it be known in all corners of the world, upon thy first attainment of Larsson Pro, you shall be bestowed of the mythic HODL sucks socks. When thy wisdom in the art is proven, upon thy next renewal, a crown of blue and gold shall rest upon thy noble head. Blue as an ocean abyss, gold as the sun and the line itself. The glorious Larsson caps. So in summary, first Pro purchase you get socks. On your next Pro renewal, you get the caps. No extra cost for you, I pay for all. Process as follows. Look down. HODL sucks. Right. Check cap. Blue. Press button. Larsson Pro alert in pocket. Gold flip. Change caps. Press the other button. Don't get depressed here, guys. The worst period is the chop. It's been rather boring here for an entire year. Price now is at exactly the same point it was in December last year. If we get a real dip now, the money-making possibilities increases. And if instead this turns around and we get a breakout, that's fantastic too. Either way, we have huge chances to make money in crypto if this actually moves now. I try to be careful talking about more advanced concepts like shorting here on this channel, but a head and shoulders pattern like this in Ethereum is actionable, guys. Same like the head and shoulders pattern in Sol, which has now actually already reached the target. The double top in BNB USD as well. If this is actually the cycle top in Bitcoin, I can assure you that the altcoin charts will become jam-packed with short setups during that period. And we get the chance to identify the turnaround and hopefully re-enter spot at much lower levels. That is a better outcome if that happens. And we have 2 more legs, which have absolutely smashed it this year. Since the very beginning of this channel, I've talked about tech stocks and commodities as well. Every time I posted it, views went down because people only wanted to hear about crypto. Only now, half a decade later, most people have gotten it. The same examples as we used from the very beginning, guys. Nvidia is like 100x. I had Tesla here in the course. After the split, that was at what, 12? Now it's at 450. Apple, Amazon, Google, and gold. Just look at this. Now, after these pumps, I guarantee you that the influencers will come out and also add stocks and commodities after the fact. Then you just have to remember who talked about it before the pumps and served you the process before the fact. Innovation, quality, thought leadership, they were key values for us already when I worked in telecom. I'm proud of that. I try to still live that every day. And I'm fine to let others scramble in the dust one step behind. I want to be here in front, in the sun, looking at the horizon. What I want you to take away from this video is this. Both these caps are good. In fact, if we believe in long-term success, it's better if we get this cap in Bitcoin now. Many people realized that in the last cycle with Solana. Instead of hodling it here from 200 something in 2021, when price was actually higher 4 years ago than it is today, if they instead exited here, they could confidently re-enter here at around 20 and then ride this 10x up. But that is only true if you stick to your own plan. If you forget where you are, look in the mirror. And it shall be known, if the trend is blue and your head is cold, don't hold, wait for gold. Thank you, tack. CTO Larsson out.